Hey guys, my name is Sina and you are watching the Luxury Rumble. So today, my friend Brian is here with his legendary M5 E60. We're gonna talk about the original specs. The modification has been done by Brian. We're gonna give you a little bit of history behind the engine and this car. And finally, we're gonna take the car up on the canyon to fully review it. So please stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, so we are going to talk about some modification that has been done by my friend Brian here. So the first thing that we are going to talk about, nice Mustang. We're going to talk about is the Saibon carbon fiber hood.
Hi, what's up guys? So I choose the carbon fiber Saibon hood for my M5 because that's the only available carbon fiber on my E60 M5. And then I changed it because when I bought this car is used, of course, and then there's a lot of rock chip on the original hood, so I don't really like it. I want it perfect. That's why I changed the hood. And then I'm pretty big fan of the carbon fiber. And the last thing that I like from this carbon fiber hood is the bump. It looked like an M3, and then the original one doesn't have any bump on it. That's why I choose this hood for me.
All right, that was pretty good explanation to me, and you know, from the closer look that I'm looking at it, first of all, it's very light, so you can save a lot of weight on it, and you can hear a lot of more noise coming right off the hood and all these vents, the two vents it has, and it is a real carbon fiber hood. Let's move to the next section, which is we're gonna talk about the rims. So the next step, the next modification is the rims. So looks like he changed the rims from 19-inch by manufacturer it used to be to 20-inch. And the tires looks like is Pirelli P0 265/35. So I'm gonna pass the mic to him.
So yeah, I choose this wheel because it looked modern to me and not a lot of E60 have this wheel. And in order to fit on this car, I need to use a 20mm spacer on it because this wheel belongs to F10 BMW. And then I wrap it with the Pirelli P0 for a canyon purpose and then track purpose on it.
The next modification, we're gonna move to spoilers. Let's go. Alright guys, so before we move to the next modification, which is the spoiler, he forgot to mention the cost of the rims. So what was the cost of the rims?
So the cost of the rims is $2,900 by itself. And then for a tire, it cost me around $1,200 for it.
So that would translate to like around 4,000, 4,200, something like that. That is expensive. All right, so the next modification that I really fall in love, which it really matches the rear look of the E60 M5, is the spoiler. So I see a carbon fiber spoiler over here, which to my opinion it looks pretty good, and I saw the carbon fiber emblem, which is a real one, in the middle. I had that before on my BMW.
I choose this carbon fiber spoiler because it looked different than any other fiber spoiler from E60 M5. They all look boring, but this one they have like a shape on it, like a V shape. And then I got it from a seller in Taiwan. They customized special it for me.
I see again another carbon fiber part, which is the diffuser. It looks pretty good. It looks very aggressive. I love the way it looks, especially from the low angle look. It gave a very aggressive looking, and I see like two holes over here, which I've never seen before. It looks like a custom made, right?
Yes, it's right. So it's a custom made too from Taiwan,
Cost?
and then it cost me like $400 for it. And of course, it looked different than any other E60. The reason I choose this diffuser because it looked more aggressive, like a Forstiner. And then they have like an aerodynamic for a wind.
Wow, it started raining a little bit. It's very cold out here, guys. We are up on the hills, very, very high elevation here, so we are freezing. But let's make it. Let's make it. All right. So I see a very different look of exhaust tips here. Honestly, it's not my favorite look, but it looks good. I love the shape, but I don't like the color. Maybe if it would be like black, it would look better.
That's right.
So give me a little explanation about that.
This is a Manzo exhaust. The production in the US, and then they have it, surprisingly, they have it for my car. The cost for it is $600.
All right, guys, let's move
To the
under the hood. This is what makes this car special. Now it's snowing and we are filming. This is so cold. Woo! Woo!
Crazy, yeah.
Woo! All right, AFE intakes. So let's talk about the AFE intakes on it. Obviously, I heard the sound that coming from the hood. It sounds really good, so aggressive. So obviously, you guys know about the legendary Formula One design V10 5-liter naturally aspirated engine. That it's the first and last V10 that we're gonna ever seen in the car history ever, because of the law and regulation changes, and it's already producing 507 horsepower, which was insane back in 2006 for a sedan. So let's talk about the intakes right now.
I choose the AFT Stage 2 intake with the dry filter on it. I feel a throttle response a little bit. People say it like they're losing power, but actually no, it's pretty good intake. And then a lot of people ask me like, why you choose AFE? Why you don't choose K&N for it? Because we live in California, and then K&N is illegal in California. That's why I choose AFE, and the price for it is $800, which is more expensive than K&N. The K&N costs like around $500. I'm really happy with the purchase because I can hear the sound engine and everything. That's really worth it.
The next thing and last thing we're gonna talk about outside in this snowing, freezing weather is gonna talk about the arcade tuning. So which he has done the tuning on the ECU, basically reprogrammed it by Arcade Tuning based in New York.
I choose Arcade Tunes because I did some research about all of the tunes, and Arcade Tunes that pretty much like the best for my car in the forum, what they said, because it's a custom tune, and then there's no stage tune, stage one or whatever, and then they're really good make with the natural aspirated engine.
I see, yes, they are very famous about the naturally aspirated engine tuning, which is way more difficult and way more limit than the turbo cars. What was the gain on it? What was the gain on the torque, on the horsepower, if you ever dyno it?
Arcade Tunes claim that it gonna gain 20 to 30 horsepower. It depends on your mods, and I feel like a lot of faster on this car because the tune from the arcade tunes, especially when I delete my cat, that's really like powerful. Like I feel like I just unlocked the power of this car.
I don't know, K&N was pretty durable for me. So how is the
So what I read from the forum, what they said, Canon and the AFE is really the same thing. That's why I'm not really have like a real answer for it, but for sure AFE can ship it to my house. That's why I bought AFE for it. And Canon, I tried to contact another seller, and then they said they cannot ship it to California because it's illegal stuff. But I don't know what happened.
What do you guys think about the intake, AFE or K&N or whatever the better brand for Beamer or any German cars? Please leave the comment right down below. Let us know. So we're gonna review that intake. We're gonna find the cars with that specific intake you guys mentioned, and we're gonna talk about it. Test driving BMW M5 E60 is Brian's. So thanks, Brian, for bringing your M5.
My pleasure.
And this is a 2006 M5 E60, guys. It is a naturally aspirated V10. Creates 507 horsepower, 385 pound-feet of torque. It has RK tuning, which it gave around 20 to 30 horsepower, and the cat has been removed. There is a AFE intake on it, which is dual intake because it's a V10, and this is the only M5 ever that is produced with V10 naturally aspirated engine, and we're never gonna see this again. All right, as always, we talk about the visibility. You know, this four-door sedan, as it has a very thin pillars right here, so it doesn't, you know, it's not as annoying as a lot of other cars because the visibility is pretty good. It's not blocking your view anywhere around the car. Even the back side, it has very good, wow. That is pretty good. So all around the car, pretty good visibility. The acceleration is pretty good. It's very hard, especially from 5,500 RPM and especially after 40 or 50 miles per hour. The acceleration from 0 to 60 is 4.7 seconds as claimed by manufacturer. I don't think it can go higher than that because of the traction limitations and as being a rear-wheel drive. Other than that, the top speed, if you remove is limited obviously to 250 kilometers per hour or 155 miles per hour, at least as far as I know in North America. But by removing that, it can achieve easily over 200 miles per hour, which is what, 320?
330 kilometers.
300, holy, yeah. As you can guys see over here, 330 kilometer per hour, which is crazy for a four-door sedan as a naturally aspirated S85 5-liter V10 engine. 20,500 was produced in the entire world, and 8,800 pieces came to United States, which hold the most units actually, and then follows by England, Ireland, and Germany itself have around 1,600. In North America, which we are in right now at the moment, we never received the touring or the station wagons, which is pretty good because honestly I don't like that style, especially on the BMW or Mercedes, right? The manual transmission which came to United States was around 1,200 units only.
Most of the people who who have the SMG transmission like me,
Yeah.
they swap it to manual.
Oh, they swapped it to a manual.
And
But
then-
good luck finding the manual transmission, right?
So they're gonna use the M3 transmission,
I
and then
see.
they're gonna retrofit it with the part they have from the dealer or any other aftermarket shop. So
Right.
somebody quote me 8 grand for swapping this car to manual
With the labor work, so $8,000
and
with
the
the
part,
labor work
and the
and the
parts.
transmission,
Yeah,
the
everything.
parts.
But it's still too much.
It's still too much, honestly. Yeah. The car price MSRP was around something like $100,000, exactly 100 grand as it came out, right? But over the years, right now it's sitting with like 100,000 mileage. It's sitting around like 35,000, 40,000. Depends how clean the car is, what condition. But this car, as we testing, yeah, 35 grand he bought it and he put like how much you put in the car?
With the modification. And
Yeah,
the
modification and
surface,
parts.
I already put like almost 10 grand.
10 grand. So the car worth almost like 45,000. So think about it, with 45,000, what other brand new options you have?
Right.
Again, this is something else. This is very raw. It just reminds me of Challenger RT with no traction, the manual one. It's raw as it gets. So yeah, you cannot rely on the traction. How, by the way, we're talking about the reliability, how reliable the car is for you so far?
I've been having this car for a year, and then
For a year?
the only thing that I need to change, because the mileage and everything, is the spark plug only, and then the fuel pump, and then of course I did the rod bearing. That's the main
The
thing.
rod bearing, that's a very common problem on any M5 E60s. So by the way, let me talk about the S85 engine. It was a brand new engineering design. It was not based off of any other engines whatsoever. The only other car was used this engine was basically M6 E63 and 4, right?
Yeah.
The same year production, M6. Other than that, it was specifically built for the M5 E60. So summary, the acceleration is pretty good, especially the secondary acceleration, which I call it, which is coming after like 40, 50 miles per hour. The top speed, as I just told you, remove the limiter and you have over 200 miles per hour top speed. The traction is so-so, but it's very raw. The transmission is single clutch SSG3, and it disengage the clutch for the downshift. So it's basically avoiding the shifting lock by doing that. But again, it's single clutch, so it acts just like manual transmission without a clutch. So other than that, they're giving you a summary of everything, like the price, pretty good. The reliability, so you said, is good as long as you know how to maintain.
Say it like, oh, it's really.
It's not as
suicide.
bad as
Yeah.
people talking about,
as
because
bad.
they don't know
How to
how
make
to
it.
treat it, how to maintain the car. Wow, this car, it grabs you from the sides. Very cool, because as I turn left, from here is gonna push you toward your body. And when I turn right, the left side is kind of grabbing me.
It makes sure you
Is-
sit straight.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
crazy.
So we're going to turn around here. And 1, 2, whoa, 3. Yeah, this car definitely needs a lot of control, and you need to relearn how to you driving with it. Wow, it's kind of scary, you know, like the traction is like totally different level. Like when I was driving the Porsche 911, 992, that thing never gets off the road. You know, that one had also the dynamic suspension system. It's fun in a different way. This is, I feel like, the overall fun. You can do drag with it, you can do drift with it, but obviously with any all-wheel drive you cannot drift as you want with the car. You know, you cannot do donuts. This is the car that you can do all kind of things with that. First, whoa, it loses the grip all the time, but not very bad. It loses grips on the tires, on the wheel spins. Ah, son of... Yeah, we couldn't do that. Let's go back again. Gonna do it again. Wow.
Oh my god.
Third. Whoa! My god, dude. You know what? I feel really safe in the car, but as the rear wheels always keep like spinning. You know, the V10 507 power with the least amount of traction and old engineering, it doesn't let me that much to grip, which I feel that is the point of this car. You are not gripping with this car. You are enjoying with this car. You want to feel the road. Oh my god, almost lost the whole grip. So I'm gonna push it less than that. The road is very wet. You must be a very, very talented and skilled driver to drive this, obviously. Otherwise, on the canyon road, this is not the car you want to drive. I almost lost all control of this car, but I grabbed it back again as I have the experience with all kind of BMWs. So we're gonna U-turn back.
Oh, you lose traction all the way.
I am keep losing traction, but you know, we gotta consider that the road is very wet. You know, I can't do that. Wait a second. So we are not even on P500?
Yeah.
Son of it. All right, now we are going on the P500 Sport. That is the full torque, no traction, you said?
There's a traction.
Oh, there is traction. Okay, yeah. We're gonna keep the traction on since the road condition is very bad. It's so slippery.
If we turn off the traction,
We're gonna die. But it's keep losing the traction as we whoa, this is it! Now we are talking. Scary. This thing's scary now. Whoa! Whoa! Woo! Woo! No, I can't, man. I can't push it on this canyon, obviously I can't. Whoa, that was really scary. I'm coming back down and let's see. No way. Oh, no. Definitely do not turn off the traction on this car. Obviously not. Man, this power, I feel it. You know, on P400, I felt something like it is powerful, but something is like limiting, something is holding back. My God, remember, everything else changes when you press the M button, which is right here on the steering wheel. Very convenient. What's gonna change? The throttle response. The ECU is gonna be on the full power. The suspension becomes stiffer and less traction. Whoa, my goodness. Whoa! Oh my God, nothing scares me as I drive as this car scares me. On the P500 mode especially, because man, this is M5, it's very raw feeling V10 power coming right off the Formula One engineering, which is not a joke, guys. Like, to be honest, Brian was telling me that he wants to upgrade it to M4. I mean, Brian, I feel probably you cannot handle the V10 because that's gonna be a downgrade to this,
Right.
man. Yeah, obviously, I agree with you on one thing. On the Canyon, because of the old engineering and single clutch, definitely you cannot use all the V10 500 horsepower on this, right? Let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think about the sound of the X-Nest? V10 5-liter naturally aspirated engine, Formula One design. The revs goes all the way up to 8,800. Take a If you guys enjoying the video, please give us a like, subscribe, and leave the comments below. Let us know what's the competitor of this specific model in that production was. 2005 all the way to 2008.